Okay. I'm gonna watch this at my own risk.
Around 2016, a disgusting trend overtook YouTube Kids depicting famous cartoon characters, most notably Elsa, in gory or erotic situations vastly inappropriate for younger viewers. This degeneracy, motivated by profit, took some time to be discovered by major news outlets, but eventually found its way onto major news channels like BBC and the New York Times.
Check this out, new at 4 o'clock. And scary videos on a popular children's app.
Hundreds of thousands of disturbing videos of young children have been posted online, not in some dark corner of the internet, but on YouTube.
Now there are so many options to filter material for your kids. Even though they have these child-safe filters on, they are still seeing inappropriate content show up.
After this mass coverage, the Alphabet Corporation, or in other words, the parent company of YouTube and Google, took action for fear of losing advertising money. Something that you will see is that, somewhere, money is always involved. However, despite this crackdown, here in 2025, we see Elsagate come to life in a new, equally degenerate yet underreported form of Sprunkigate. Before we get into the details, I want to give a major disclaimer and trigger warning. Throughout the making of this video, I felt a primal disgust and anger of what is being shown to children, and this will be horribly disturbing to most audiences. What is Spunky? Spunky is a game inspired by another indie game that garnered significant notoriety called Incredibox. Incredibox is a game where you drag in these characters and they all harmonize together in interesting ways. Spunky is essentially a fan game of this, but with a mascot horror twist. It involves the little hat at the bottom right of the screen where the characters take on new twisted forms, and the music evolves into a retro dark wave vibe. It's quite easy to understand how this became popular with a younger audience due to the popularity of the original game, and the overwhelming success of mascot horror, such as Five Nights at Freddy's. With all new trends, there are those who wish to capitalize. Many new content farms aimed at children popped up overnight, easily climbing over millions of views. This isn't exactly anything new, and of course there are several criticisms we could make. But, unfortunately, this rabbit hole goes much deeper. What made Elsagate truly horrifying were the overtly themes that even adults would likely find exceedingly graphic and most definitely inappropriate for a younger audience. I actually remember going into incognito mode on YouTube when Elsagate first started and was beyond horrified to see these videos around its peak. Unfortunately, it appears that the previous crackdown by YouTube had little effect on this new brand of degeneracy, as Spunky has become equally as graphic as Elsagate, so we don't have to show too many graphic things on screen. Here's a list of what you will likely find. To further add to this disgusting problem, it's not just adults making this content, but also children themselves who are making Spunky content. The original creator of Spunky was actually a 15-year-old who became so distraught with the usage of his characters in this way that he shuttered the whole project. It makes me so sad that the passion of a young artist was abused in such a horrible way. Considering that we know the severity of what is happening, how easy is it to actually find? Well, let's open an incognito tab and see what we find. Here we are in our incognito tab, so let's go to YouTube. Alright, here we are on YouTube. Now, let's type in Spunky. So immediately we see some mascot horror stuff, some gory stuff. Nothing too overtly, you know. Okay, so far it's pretty benign, just brain rot. I mean, I feel like, yeah, this is something you'd see on a kid's channel, honestly. No matter what you might think of it. Okay. I'm gonna watch this at my own risk.
I'll be back.
It's weird. What the f- Okay, yeah, we hit that side. No. Alright, let's go back, let's look at my recommended. Let's see what we get now on incognito. Alright, yeah, I'm not liking where this is going. Yep. Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch that one. I'm done, guys. I'm not looking at this anymore. Disgusting, dude. As you can see, it really wasn't difficult to find and is quite shocking what can easily be accessed by children. It only took me about 3 to 4 videos before I started getting recommended this type of content. Surely YouTube doesn't allow this type of stuff to be up, right?
I also looked into the reporting on Sprunkigate, and it is severely underreported. As it currently stands, those who have coined the term Sprunkigate are using intellectual property rights of the characters in full effect to take down this disgusting slop, but they are a relatively small group of people. I did find a Bluesky account reporting on the issue, as well as an excellent video from a YouTuber named Sonito, but overall, it seems to be relatively unknown. Unfortunately, I guarantee this problem isn't just Spunky related, but it is likely only a drop in the ocean of this type of content spread all across YouTube and other platforms. This begs the question, is YouTube now too big to be properly regulated to make it safe for kids? I'm of the opinion that children shouldn't be on their tablets all day anyways and should only have limited exposure to the internet, but that won't change the behavior of the parents. Clearly, past moderation efforts have many holes in them, as slop like this is still slipping through. If you do want to make a change, if you find any of these videos, please report them. I wouldn't go looking them up for yourself, as they're not particularly great for your mental health. But if you happen across it, definitely don't hesitate to strike down this evil infection. If you are a parent, keep your kids off of YouTube, please. If this didn't convince you, then go and look for yourself. It will save your child in the long run. For those of you who come across these videos, please report them. For those of you who make these videos, I have only one thing to say to you. You belong in jail.